Yeah, he's very
Poirot,
vain.
my friend, is that you?
It is indeed me.
What brings you so far from home?
A little affair in Syria.
An affair of the heart?
No.
Call the police. My train ticket has been stolen.
Stolen?
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
You travel by the Orient Express, monsieur?
And so the missing train ticket completes its strange journey.
You are in luck, Poirot. Of course, no journey on this train is ever ordinary, but this is a special occasion. To celebrate the 140 years of the Orient Express, the engine will be none other than the splendid Pacific 231G558. There she is, Poirot. The most celebrated train in history.
Welcome, Monsieur Poirot. I apologize
Golden mustache.
for...
Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express. Hello.
Good evening. My name is Ratchett. I think that I have the pleasure of speaking to Mr. Hercule Poirot. Is that so?
You have been correctly informed.
Poirot, I want you to take on a job for me. Are you interested in earning a lot of money?
My
Not really.
clientele, monsieur, is limited nowadays. I undertake very few cases.
Why, naturally. I understand that. But this, Mr. Poirot, means big money. Big money.
What is it you wish me to do for you, monsieur Ratchett?
Ratchett.
Mr. Poirot, I am a rich man. A very rich man. Men in that position have enemies. I have an enemy.
Monsieur, in my experience, when a man is in a position to have, as you say, enemies, then it does not usually resolve itself into one enemy only.
Yes, I appreciate that point. Enemy or enemies, it doesn't matter. What does matter is my safety. My life has been threatened, Mr. Poirot. Now, I'm a man who can take pretty good care of himself. But as I look at it, a little insurance wouldn't hurt. And remember, big money.
I regret, monsieur, that I cannot oblige you.
What's wrong with my proposition?
If you will forgive me for being personal,
I
do
don't
not
like your
your
face.
face, Mr. Ratchett. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to finish my coffee.
All right. Good night, Poirot. Uh-oh. Mischief is afoot. Nope. It's not do it. Poirot. Alright, I have my goggles on and I'm ready to play. My name is Sloth154 and welcome back to Agatha Christie's A Murder on the Orient Express. We are on the Orient Express itself. Last episode we found someone's missing ticket and we discovered the recipe for something I really want. Yeah, there was a dessert and I really want to eat it.
Monsieur Ratchett?
The-
Ce n'est rien.
Be sure
Je me
Ratchet
suis trompé.
is dead. I don't think Mr. Ratchet speaks French. So, if you end up liking this video, comment, like, and subscribe. It does help the channel. Check out the description. I'll have a link to the playlist for this series and other games I played on my channel. It is 12:37. I gotta write these things down because I'm bad at that. Knock the right door. I would be a horrible detective. Only because I would go dirty immediately. Go back to sleep, girl. $115.
Good night, madame.
Hey, man. Are we
The
stopped?
train has stopped, Mr. Michel.
We have run into a snowdrift. Heaven knows how long we shall be here. I remember once being snowed in for 7 days
Where
Oh.
are we?
between Winkowski and Brod.
Oh la la.
Everything
The
okay?
American lady?
Yes, don't worry. You'll know how Mrs. Hubbard is. Imagine to yourself the time I have had with her. She insists, but insists, that there is a man in her compartment. Just imagine it, monsieur. In a space of this size, where would he conceal himself? I argue with her. I
Under
point
the
out
bed?
that it is impossible. She insists. She woke up and there was a man there. And how, I ask, did he get out? And leave the door bolted behind him? But she will not listen to reason.
That one does not leave time to listen. It's time for me to go back to bed.
All right.
I wish you a good night, monsieur. Or what is left of it.
I ended the last episode at this point so we can get into the mystery in this episode fully. Other? That was 25 minutes later, 146. Really weird run. Alright, we finished expecting the corridor. I'll be honest, I would have slept through all of this. June 5th? God damn it. I just can't take my time and read. Oh, we're stuck. December 17th, 2023, 9 a.m.
The train is still stuck and the snow continues to fall. I should have taken an airplane. Well, I must make the best of it and join the other passengers for breakfast.
Yeah, the tunnel's completely covered, man.
The train still hasn't left.
Of course it hasn't. It is. I don't think this train is moving.
The mustache comb to tame unruly nuts. Wax to preserve the perfect symmetry of the mustache. Finest of curling irons for the mustache.
Good for him. Takes care of himself. Alright, so we're gonna go to the dining car, meet up with everyone, and this mystery should really kick off. Bar.
This delay is intolerable. I am supposed to be demonstrating the Firenze in Paris in 2 days.
My daughter said it would be the easiest way in the world. Just sit on the train until I got to Paris. And now we may be...
Could
Good
be.
morning, madam. The snow is a predicament, is it not?
I am Russian. Snow is no stranger to me.
Are you gonna get on the shovel?
Accent. Would it be St. Petersburg?
You are very perceptive. Monsieur Poirot, is it not?
And may I take it, I have the honor of addressing Princess Natalia Dragomirov.
We dispense with the old titles these days. My
Yeah,
husband, all of my past, was taken from me by these Stalinists.
Yeah,
when they
and
were
they
gone,
really
I became
didn't let you
director
guys
of the
live.
St. Petersburg Museum of Antiquities.
I'm surprised
to
you
restore and
stay.
preserve what I can of my country's history.
Still, the delay must be vexing.
If I must be late for my appointments, then they will wait.
I know that I would certainly wait, madame. It has been my extreme pleasure to make your acquaintance, madame.
Au revoir, Monsieur Poirot.
Poirot's trying to get some.
A beautiful piano. What a luxury.
How the hell did they
Pity
get it in
there's no
here?
one to play it.
Yeah, how'd they get it in here?
Good morning, Mr. Fauchet. You have early customers, I see.
Yes, I am stuck serving here as well at breakfast. Everyone is impatient. They keep complaining that the train is not moving.
You could get out and
As if
shovel
I could get out
people.
and push it.
It's too early for me to order a boxcar. That is the appropriate drink, I believe.
A gin triple sec, lemon and grenadine mix. A drink for a train indeed.
But not perhaps for my breakfast. I think I
Well-
will settle for an omelette.
Good luck, sir. Miss Nielsen is helping to serve in the dining car.
Drink as much as you want. You're an
Mademoiselle,
adult.
You are not concerned about the train stopping?
What can one do?
Indeed, this does not make the train move. You have great
Try to
strength
find
to
love.
remain calm at a time like this.
I know one far, far stronger than I.
And that is?
Well, that old lady, for instance. You have probably noticed her. She just has to lift her little finger and ask for something in a polite voice, and the whole train runs.
It runs also for my friend Monsieur Bouc, but that is because he is a director of the line, not because he has a masterful character.
You don't have to have a strong will when you have power.
She
But I
doesn't have
suspect I
power.
did not need to tell you that, Mr.
Poirot.
Poirot.
If she's a royalty from Russia, it's a miracle she's alive. Honestly. Because if you know what happened to the Romanovs, you wouldn't be surprised if she was dead too. I mean, they killed everyone. The parents, children, whole blood.
How long are we expected to be stranded here?
It won't do much good complaining to me. That fellow there with the moustache, he may know something.
That one?
Excusez-moi, sir.
Yes?
Monsieur Bouc asks for you to join him in compartment 203.
I guess this is the start of the murder mystery.
Look here, Poirot. Can you tell us anything?
I can tell you the snow, it will not move aside on its own.
Of course. But you obviously have some influence with Bouc.
I am going to see him now. I will ask him if he has any information.
Yeah, the tunnel's completely buried. We're stuck. I mean, the people who are the train staff are gonna do their best. No puzzles yet. But for the most part, we're stuck. I also love that this is one of those series where I can do a last time on for the previous episode. I don't know how I'm gonna word it yet. Still recording. All right, Book, how's it going? I do love how beautiful the snow looks. I just don't like it because it's cold.
My good friend, come in. We have need of you.
What has occurred?
A passenger lies dead in his bed, stabbed.
A passenger? Which passenger?
In there. He's an American, a man called Ratchett. It was his valet, Masterman, who was worried that Mr. Ratchett was not awake yet. Pierre Michel, the conductor, decided to break in and found the body.
I see. Well, my friend, I think it is best not to touch anything and wait for the police to arrive.
Oh, I tried to call the police, but there is no cell tower for many kilometers. We could be stuck in the snow for hours. The murderer
there a
is with
radio?
us. On the train, now. The sooner we catch him, the sooner we'll be out of danger.
Well,
Dr.
why don't you have a
Constantin is
satellite
already
phone?
examining the body.
Mon ami, this is not a missing train ticket. We must follow procedure. We must wait for the police to secure the crime scene.
Please, Poirot. I will take full responsibility.
Book, you ask. Well, if we cannot contact the outside world, then... Oh, you are going to drive me crazy. In truth, this problem intrigues me. I was reflecting not half an hour ago that many hours of boredom lay ahead whilst we are stuck here. And now...
Well, you and the
problem
princess really hit
lies
it off,
ready
so
to
you
my
know it
hand.
could
You
fly
accept
by.
it then?
C'est entendu. You place the matter in my hands.
And analyze the crime scene.
Mr. Poirot, I am Dr. Constantine.
Forgive me, Doctor. You are a medical examiner?
No, but I have assisted in post-mortems at Nairobi Hospital, where I am a teaching fellow.
I am familiar with your excellent institution.
I do not intend to perform a full autopsy, but a preliminary examination should be of some use.
Where'd they get the
Of course.
gloves?
May I have a look? Then we can compare notes.
Please, if you need any help, I won't be far away.
Kenyan. Doctor. 47. Cool.
My little gray cells did not let me down.
Mine did. I forgot almost everything the man said. Safe.
Where can the killer have gone? This door communicates with compartment 204. The latch is open on this side.
I'll get to the body soon. I want to look around to make sure I'm not missing anything, like this thing between the bed. All right.
I'm sure I will find some interesting things inside. I'm sure...
All right. No, I don't want that.
This phone was deliberately smashed.
Okay.
Did it belong to Ratchett? I'll
A
take
vape?
photos.
I guess it is 2023. Get a gun.
Last night, Monsieur Ratchett said he takes precautions. I see now what he meant. He knew he was in danger and wanted to be ready, yet it was no use to him. I will leave it here for the police.
He most likely didn't get a chance to shoot it.
The watch is broken. The hands are stopped at 1:15 a.m.
So that was our second
One would
time.
expect that to be the time when the attack occurred.
Or when it ended. Because our first disturbance was at 12:37. This.
A handkerchief. There's a letter H embroidered on it.
Picture of that. Seven stab
As you
wounds.
see, the victim has been stabbed many times. Several alone would have been fatal.
Yes, I agree.
This
An
is a
attack
passion
most
thing.
savage.
I will, of course, prepare a complete report on my findings.
Thank you.
Also looks like he didn't struggle. It doesn't look like there was much of a struggle, so he was out during it. So yeah, this was a passion thing, not someone trying to... This wasn't a fight. Because if they just wanted him dead, you just slit his throat right there on both sides, like you do with chicken when you're putting it down for, you know, food.
I wonder what could be in this photo. I wonder what could be in this photo.
Okay. Safe. Constantine. So I can restore this photo now. What? Adorable creature. There you go. Cute cat. For Daisy.
For Daisy. Interesting. That was easy.
Sure was, bro. Sure was. Mr. Ratchett's trash can has torn picture of stuffed animal. As I put the pieces together, I was able to discover that the message hidden for it was for Daisy. Okay. Sleeping pills.
Sleeping pills.
All right. Inside his suitcase.
Expensive clothing, recently laundered.
Okay. Alice was walking in the forest of 1,000 flowers. She picked 10 flowers to make a bouquet. Suddenly, the bouquet turned into a butterfly, and the flower on the ground began to multiply. They were twice as many. Alice arrived in front of a door that asked her, "If you want to get out of the forest, you must tell me how many flowers are left in the forest." Alright. I think I got the code for the safe. There we go. Money.
Not very surprising.
Fat stack of cash. Well, a small stack of cash. For each person hurt, you will suffer the same harm. Your death is near. We never forget. Wait, I forgot to interact.
Unusual letter, this.
Okay. Day planner. All Cairo. Brief with H.
Ratchett had an appointment he will never keep.
Debrief with H. Confirmed. Blight RJ. Fonta de AW.
A meeting place on the back of a postcard. Someone with the initials AW.
All right, Doctor.
I'm sorry, Doctor, but I must question you.
Of course. I must be considered under suspicion like everyone else.
Yes.
May I know your movements last night?
I share compartment 101 with Mr. Book. He would not stop talking about his beloved train. I listened to him for hours talking about his Orient Express.
My friend Book will no doubt confirm this.
All right. Do you have any links to the victim?
Did you know the victim?
Not at all. I noticed him last night at dinner, but I did not pay much attention.
Right. Any clues in the room?
Did you touch anything in here this morning?
I checked for a pulse. There was none. Rigor mortis had commenced. The body was cool to the touch. I touched nothing else.
Right.
What can you tell me about the victim?
He died from multiple stab wounds of varying angles and depth. More than one would have been fatal. I would place the time of death roughly between midnight and 2 a.m. With more time, I hope I can be more precise.
Okay, and the cold.
I assume the open window complicates matters.
Indeed.
Yep.
Conditions are not perfect.
Okay.
Thank you for your help, Doctor.
Oh, window.
The snow is falling only lightly this morning. The murderer would have left tracks in the snow if he had jumped out the window.
All right. What? Oh, the latch. It's broken.
The chain lock is broken. Monsieur Michel told me that he broke the chain on the door to get into the room.
Alright, so chain on the hall door is broken. It's a connecting door to the adjacent room, and the latch is unlocked from this side. Murderer was able to get through the connecting door because it was not latched. Murder could not get through the hall door because it was locked. This one. Murder probably hoped he was going to get out at the next station, so through the window, but the train never made it.
So, the murderer must have exited through Madame Hubert's room.
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot.
Does it? Because it doesn't happen to me a lot. Who are the two people who could have seen the Michael and Mrs. Hubbard? Oh, I got that right. Cool.
Et voilà.
Interrogate Mrs. Hubbard and interrogate Mr. Michael. Okay.
I shouldn't leave until I have finished inspecting the crime scene.
What am I missing? Oh, recap. There you go. Recap events. Right. The sleeping pills and the drag powder. Threatening letter and his gun. Ratchett was on guard.
No, not good.
Really?
This is wrong.
Really?
But I'm never far from the truth.
Okay, so he drank the sleeping pills while he was on guard. Ratchett wanted to stay on his guard. Yeah, he took sleeping pill.
I can't imagine Ratchett taking a sleeping pill if he feared for his life.
Et voilà.
Okay. Ratchett's employee. Let's see. There's Mr. Fraschetto and Mr. Masterman.
No, not
oh no,
good.
not Mr. Fraschetto. Mr. McQueen.
That was easy.
So to interrogate his valet, his secretary. We don't know why he took the sleeping pill, and we need to interrogate those two.
I think I've seen everything I need at the moment.
Oh.
I'm counting on you to finish your analysis.
I'll have a more detailed report for you as soon as I can.
I don't think you will.
The chain lock is broken.
No, now what is that?
Michel.
Now what is that? So I want to go out.
So, Poirot, did you find anything out?
Speculation.
It's a bit early for the handcuffs, my friend. Even for Hercule Poirot. Do not worry, mon ami. I believe our culprit has no plans to strike again. Monsieur Ratchett was the target. Of that I am convinced.
Okay.
Tell me, Book, how did you spend last night?
This is a joke, I hope. Don't you trust your old friend?
Not in the murder.
Calm yourself. I must hear your story in order to corroborate other accounts.
Ah, naturally. Let me see. I went to my compartment after dinner. Dr. Constantine was already there. We talked about his career. He's a Cambridge man, you know. After university, he returned to his country and has done much good there. He was so interested in the Orient Express. I told him all the anecdotes I know. I'm not certain when we fell asleep, but it was very late.
Okay.
Here is what I have found out. Monsieur Ratchett was stabbed many times.
A crime of passion.
I also found threatening letters in his safe. He
Yes.
had a loaded gun under his pillow, so
Very American.
he was on guard, ready to defend himself. However, there was an empty glass with white residue at the bottom. I
It could be crack
suspect
cocaine.
a barbiturate. Perhaps he was forced to take it. In any case, I am certain he was unconscious, unable to defend himself. I also found several other items at the crime scene, possibly related to the murder. They must be investigated.
By all means, Poirot. As fast as you can.
I also found liquid for an electronic cigarette, but I could not find a vape. This might belong to the murderer.
This criminal is an amateur.
Yeah, most likely.
I need a list of the passengers with their compartment numbers.
Pierre Michel will have it.
I must interview the rest of the passengers and the staff.
I'll be in the bar car if you need me. We are hours late. Soon I hope help will arrive.
Not likely. Not till I'm done. I get the list of passengers? Okay. Talk to our friend. I mean, the train staff. Let's see what...
Monsieur Michel, I must ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
I will do everything I can to help.
First of all, tell me about yourself.
Very well. My name, as you know, is Pierre Michel. I am from Calais. I've been with the company for over 15 years.
Thank you.
All right. French. Controller. And I say 57.
My little gray cells did not let me down.
Mine do all the time, bro, and I really need your help.
Can you provide me with a listing of the passengers and their rooms, please?
Yes, certainly.
Oh, there it is. I could probably look that up whenever I need to. All right. There we go. Reading. Replaces. Okay.
Are you a smoker?
Indeed.
Do you smoke e-cigarettes?
No. Tobacco only.
Okay, he's a tobacco smoker. Ratchett.
I would like to reconstruct with your help the events of last night. Monsieur Ratchett retired to bed. When?
Almost immediately after dinner, sir. Actually, before we left Belgrade.
Did anybody go into his compartment after that?
His valet, monsieur. Monsieur Masterman. And then his secretary, the young American gentleman. Monsieur McQueen.
And that is the last time you saw or heard of him?
No, monsieur. You forget that Monsieur Ratchett rang his bell around 12:40 a.m., soon after we had stopped. I knocked at the door, but he called out in French, "Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé." I then left to answer another bell that had just rung.
I don't know what he said. I don't. I'll be able to know when I'm editing this, but I don't know what he said.
Where were you at 1:15 a.m.?
I was sitting on my little seat at the end of the car, facing up the corridor.
Are you sure?
I left a little after 1 a.m. to speak about the snow with my colleague Jean in the bar car. I came back later. There was a call. I remember speaking to you.
Indeed, I remember. Carry on.
It was the American lady, Madame Hubbard. She thought she saw a man in her compartment. Then, around 1:50 a.m., I made the bed for Monsieur Ratchett's secretary, Monsieur McQueen. He had spent the evening talking with the English Captain Arbuthnot. At 2 a.m., I returned to my place and stayed there until dawn.
Right, and the last station?
What is the last station where we stopped?
Vinkovsky.
Could someone have come on board?
Possibly. I was very busy. Owing to the weather, we were a few minutes late. We left at 12:10 a.m.
All right. Got everything I need? All right. So let's map out his activities. Well, 2 a.m. to 10, 12:10. No. Well, 4. There we go. Sorry, I'm not reading the card descriptions, but you guys are probably listening to it better than me. Mr. Michel remained at his post from 12:10 to the morning, except for 1:05 and 1:20, and from 1:50 till 2 a.m. Hubbard. There she is. Mrs. Hubbard, I have some questions for you.
So, Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
I have not finished yet, but it is progressing, yes. I still have many questions that must be answered.
Okay.
I will report to you as soon as I can.
We'll try our best.
Good morning, madam. I am Hercule Poirot.
Caroline Hubbard. What can I do for you, Mr. Poirot?
I am the bearer of unfortunate news.
It's obvious with all the commotion that something has happened.
Madame Hubbard, I am afraid your neighbor, Monsieur Ratchett, was murdered last night.
Oh my God! I knew it! I knew it!
I would like to ask you some questions, but first, may I inspect your room?
Of course, yes, you must.
Okay, that was easy. He is American housewife. I'm gonna say 60. Just gotta be rude with my assessment of age.
Did not let me down.
Okay. Little mustache.
Ah, golden mustache. This door connects to Monsieur Ratchett's compartment. It was latched on this side. The luxury of the Orient Express is present in every detail.
It is. Okay.
Here is a jacket button. It bears the logo of the Orient Express.
Huh. I've never known how to get those back onto a to a jacket.
Madame, please tell me about last night.
The murderer was right here in my compartment. I woke up. All in the dark it was. I was just so scared I couldn't scream. I pressed the call button. I pressed and pressed. I heard footsteps running in the corridor, then a knock on my door. "Come in," I screamed. And I switched on the lights at the same time. And would you believe it? There wasn't a soul there.
You think he went back into the other compartment?
How do I know where he went? I had my eyes shut tight. The conductor came in. I told the man what had happened, and he didn't seem to believe me. I asked him to search the room, but he found nothing. I told the conductor to look at the door between the compartments, and sure enough, it wasn't bolted. Well, I soon saw to that. I told him to bolt it, then and there.
Alright, so it was bolted because the conductor did.
How is it you didn't bolt the door between the two compartments?
But I had. Well, as a matter of fact, I asked that Swedish lady, Olsen, Greta, if it was bolted, and she said it was.
Why didn't you look?
You could not see for yourself.
I was already in bed, and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was.
What time was it when you asked her to do this for you?
Oh, it must have been around 10:30 or 10:45 p.m. She'd come along to see if I had an aspirin. But instead of opening my door, she opened Mr. Ratchett's door by mistake. He said something quite rude, like, "Not a chance, lady, you're too old." It shocked her. She came in. I told her where to find the aspirin, and she got it out of my toiletry bag. Poor girl, she didn't have a good night.
The same could be said for Monsieur Ratchett.
It appears Mademoiselle Olsen may be the last person to see Ratchett alive.
Alright, so we got another person to talk about.
Is this your handkerchief?
Makes it so much easier.
Not at all.
Yet it is embroidered with an initial H, like your name.
I don't care. It's not mine, and I would certainly never buy something so impractical as that frilly thing.
Okay, are you a smoker?
Are you a smoker?
No, definitely not. Filthy habit.
Understandable. I don't smoke either.
I found a jacket button on your table. It looks like it belongs to
a train employee.
A train employee. The button bears the logo of the Orient Express.
Well, of course the conductor came in last night, but he didn't go near that table.
Still, it's a safe bet that it belongs to the conductor. I'll check his jacket later, to be sure.
Yeah, to be sure.
I have not finished inspecting your room. If you don't mind.
Toiletry bag. Down here. Am I looking for something? Toiletry bag.
Let's see if Mrs. Hubbard was telling the truth about the latch of the connecting door. This hook is probably where Mrs. Hubbard hung her toiletry bag.
She would be able to
See the latch very well from here, even with the toiletry bag attached. I'll have to clear that up with Mrs. Hubbard.
Alright, so we have to clear that up.
Mrs. Hubbard, you told me that the door connecting the two compartments was closed, correct?
Yes, it was, as I told you. I was already in bed and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was. That's why I asked Miss Olsen to check if it was closed.
Are you sure everything you've told me is accurate,
Yeah,
Madame?
she could completely
Of course.
see.
I have an excellent memory.
Latch is
Mrs.
visible.
Hubbard, I tested putting your toiletry bag on the door hook as you told me. From your bed, you can easily see the latch on the door. The toiletry bag does not hide the latch at all.
Are you saying I'm lying? It may have been stuck somehow in a different position, or I may not have seen it in the darkness. Or I didn't think to look, you irritating man.
Details matter, madame. A man has been most savagely murdered. You will excuse me if I attempt to separate the truth from the false.
Forget my toiletry bag and focus on who entered my compartment. Probably after killing Mr. Ratchett.
Madame Hubbard is a force to be reckoned with, but I suspect I'm not done with her.
No, you're not.
Thank you for your assistance, madame.
I searched her room. Just to be sure. The killer avoided Michael. So, he was smoking.
I do not think that's the right answer.
Train leaves at 12:10. Train stops.
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
Train stops. He goes
No,
first.
no.
Are you
not
serious? This one and this one. No, those two go together.
While Monsieur Michel
Okay.
was chatting with Monsieur Fauchet in the bar car between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m., the murderer could have escaped Ratchett's room without being seen.
Okay.
That's the right answer.
Miss Hubbard sex with Mr. Michael. He wasn't near the scene, so it's a no for him.
Very well, I choose to go this way. Monsieur Edward Masterman, I believe. May I ask you some questions?
Please.
I can barely talk. I have a terrible toothache.
We have a doctor on board the train. Perhaps...
I do not need a doctor. I use essential oils.
Oh, one
if
of
you
these
can
people.
find my flask of clove oil in my box, I would be grateful.
Fine, if you insist. I will help you.
By the smell, I think that the jojoba oil spilled on the other bottles, leaving their labels illegible.
The fuck?
I must find another way to find which one is Masterman's toothache remedy.
Need the scale.
The weighing scale is soaked in jojoba oil. It's unusable. Ah, this old scale will do the job.
No, it won't. I'm sorry, it won't.
To start, I must first arrange the vials from the lightest to the heaviest. Now that I know the order,
what?
I think that I can easily guess which one is the clove oil.
Okay, fine. This one.
Here is Monsieur Masterman's remedy.
Here's your clove oil.
Here is your remedy. I hope it will help.
Thank you very much, sir. Ah, well, I can finally speak without too much pain. I'm ready to answer your questions.
You are Monsieur Ratchett's valet?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Were you told that your employer was murdered?
Yes, sir. A very shocking occurrence.
Very shocking. Valet. Say 39. And American. He looks sad 39, not happy 39.
At what hour did you last see Monsieur Ratchett?
It must have been around 9 p.m., sir. That or a little after. I went to bed around 10:30 p.m., same as the person who shares my room, Mr. Foscarelli. He almost immediately began snoring.
What did you do then?
I read, sir, and I spent a while soothing my toothache with clove oil and listening to the snoring.
Did you hear anything during the night?
Yes. My roommate's snoring.
Besides that, are you a smoker?
Are you a smoker?
Yes, sir. I have a cigarette now and then to relax.
Ever vape?
Tell me about your employer, Monsieur Ratchett.
I've been working for him for 9 months. I should not wish to speak ill of the dead, but he was not a gentleman, sir.
Did you know that he had enemies?
Most
Yes,
likely.
sir. I heard him discussing some threatening letters, sir, with Mr. McQueen.
Did he mention these letters to you?
He had been reading a letter when I came in. He asked me if I was the one who put it in his compartment. I told him that I had done no such thing, and he should report it to the police at the next station.
How did he respond?
He laughed, sir.
You're joking.
I do not joke, sir.
Forgive me, I can see you do not. Was he taking sleeping pills?
Always when traveling by train,
okay.
sir. He said he couldn't sleep otherwise. Last night he asked me to give him 2. I did so, along with a glass of water. He dissolved them in the water.
Did you see him drink the water?
No, sir. I left right after I gave him the pills.
Okay. Was Ratchett a
Was
smoker?
Monsieur Ratchett a smoker?
No. He finds smokers disgusting.
Okay.
Can you tell me again why you gave sleeping pills to Monsieur Ratchett?
Yes, I gave him the pills because when he takes the train, he has trouble sleeping. The letter must have worried him. He specifically asked me to prepare the sleeping pills. I didn't see him drink the water with the pills in it.
Okay.
Monsieur, I believe you
Okay.
are not telling me.
That's
the
what I think
truth.
he messed up
What?
with.
How can you say that?
He received threatening letters.
Yeah, he had a
One,
gun. Why would
it
you take
seems,
sleeping
last
pill?
night? Did you know he had a gun under his pillow? And even asked for my help to watch over him? I find it strange that he asked you for sleeping pills when he
Now I'm
was
gonna lose
afraid
track of all
for
this
his
real
life
quick.
and prepared to defend himself.
I'm sure I don't know. Maybe to calm his nerves, maybe out of habit.
It makes no sense.
Wait, please. Isn't it possible that Mr. Ratchett asked me to prepare the pills, but didn't plan to drink them for some reason?
It is possible. But I am a student of character, monsieur, and the Monsieur Ratchett you describe is not the man I met.
If you'll excuse me, my toothache is getting worse again.
I'm afraid this time you must prepare your own clove oil.
All right. Now we just had to talk to his secretary with room 102, right?
I believe I am addressing Monsieur Hector McQueen.
Guilty as charged.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, sorry. Just an expression. My father used to say it.
You must have had an interesting childhood. I am Hercule Poirot.
No need to be modest. You're a detective.
You
Yes.
are Monsieur Ratchett's secretary?
I am Mr. Ratchett's secretary. Just over a year. I mainly
Good
take
to
care
know.
of translating certain texts for him. Mr. Ratchett only speaks English.
Prepare yourself for a shock.
Okay.
Your employer, Monsieur Ratchett.
Mr. Ratchett
is
only
dead.
speaks
So they
English.
got him after all.
What do you mean? You are assuming he was murdered?
I know he had enemies.
What
Okay.
can you tell me about Monsieur Ratchett?
He was American. He was an antiques dealer. I don't know much more. Mr. Ratchett never talked about himself or his life. But I think Ratchett wasn't his real name. And he left the United States to run away from something. Or someone.
Yes?
He started
Okay.
getting letters. Threatening letters.
Do you still have them?
I have one.
Did you know that Monsieur Ratchett had asked for my help?
Asked you? No, I didn't know.
He knew he was in danger. When did you last see him?
Last night around 10 o'clock, I should say.
Okay.
Did you like your employer, Monsieur McQueen?
No, I did not. He was, I'm sure, a cruel and dangerous man.
None of the
Can
crime.
you tell me your movements last night?
I went back to my compartment. I read a little. In Belgrade, I went out onto the platform to smoke, but it was cold. I quickly went back in. I then went to Mr. Ratchett's
So we need to
compartment
talk
to
to
take
the,
some dictation for him. I
controller,
left around
Michelle,
10 o'clock.
again.
I saw Captain Arbuthnot. We ended up chatting in my compartment. Then we went out on the platform to quickly stretch our legs at Vinkovsky. He left around 2 o'clock.
Thank you.
I will need to check Monsieur McQueen's story with Captain Arbuthnot.
Right, Ratchett's
I
diary.
found a diary in Monsieur Ratchett's safe. Did you know about it?
I kept a business appointment book, but I know he had a personal diary as well. That looks like it.
Was he a
Are
smoker?
you a smoker?
Yes, I smoke cigarettes. I've tried to quit, but no luck.
Right.
Can you
Threatening letter.
give me this letter, please?
Of course, here it is.
Time to die. Wait, let's read this real quick. Time to die.
Was Monsieur Ratchett a smoker?
No, he hated the smell of smoke.
Was he a vapor? Let's see if we have anything to go off of. First thing first, I gotta talk to the train controller again. See if he noticed those two. Mr. Michel, I have questions. Are you missing a
I
button?
found a button from an Orient Express staff jacket. Did you lose one by any chance?
No, monsieur. As you can see, I have all my buttons. It is not mine.
Okay. Ratchet. 6.
I must admit I'm not right this time.
So the two elements of interest from the encounter with Mr. Michaels on the evening of the murder.
No, not good.
Okay.
Think, Poirot, that is not a good answer. I do not think that's the right answer.
This is wrong, but I'm never far from the truth.
Oh, okay. Wait. This one. These two. Mr. Ratchett doesn't speak French. So he could not have called out to Mr. Michael.
The murderer may have impersonated Ratchett by calling Monsieur Michel to make it seem that Ratchett was still alive at 12:37 a.m.
So he was dead at 12:37. My hypothesis of the night of the crime. Ratchett takes sleeping pills. The murderer enters Ratchett's room. He kills him with the gun and hides it. Nope. Ratchett takes a sleeping pill. The murderer enters Ratchett's room. He stabs him with the knife. He calls Mr. Michael to make believe Mr. Ratchett is alive. He opens the window to escape, but the train is stuck in snow. He waits for Michael to take a break and then to leave the room. Ratchett takes a sleeping pill. The murderer enters Michael's room. He stabs him with the knife. Okay, it has to be this. Alright, so based off of the information we have, Mr. Masterson is not a suspect.
Very well, I choose to go this way.
While Mr. McQueen is a suspect.
According to the information I have.
Alright, so I couldn't find any more people, so we're just going to talk to Book.
So, my friend, have you found our killer?
No.
Not yet, but I will tell you what I have learned.
Please.
The investigation.
Our assassin could have gotten on the train at Vinkovsky disguised as a conductor, entered Ratchett's room, and killed him. Then he walked out through Madame Hubbard's connecting door, where he lost a button from his jacket. He had to wait for Monsieur Michel to be absent. He waited too long. The train had left the station.
He was trapped aboard.
Indeed. He had opened the window to make it look that he'd escaped that way. However, if he waited until the train stopped again due to snow, his footprints would have been found.
The murderer is still among us, on the train.
Okay.
There's a problem with the second-class toilets.
What
really?
Now?
All morning passengers have been complaining that the door is locked, so I went to check. I knocked, but no one answered. I didn't think I should open it without speaking to you first.
You did well, Monsieur Michel. Lead the way.
I used my master key.
That person?
But who is she? Is she alive?
She is breathing.
Then if she isn't dead, isn't she our murderer?
That, my friend, is what we must find out.
Alright.
Miss, can you hear me?
Kick her in the shin.
She's breathing. Her pulse is strong. There is no sign of physical violence. This woman is sleeping very soundly.
Oh. Okay. Second class ticket.
The ticket reads Joanna Locke, traveling in compartment 105.
Okay. She's
This
alive.
woman is sound asleep. Given her location, I would say she has been drugged and deposited here.
Well, at least it's not another murder on my train.
That's good for you, man. One murder is enough.
The train is, of course, full.
Monsieur, the list I gave you indicates that Hildegard Schmidt shares her compartment.
I will want to talk to her later. For now, we will concentrate on this mysterious young lady. Let's return her to her more comfortable bed.
Good idea. Pierre, locate this woman's room and fetch the doctor.
It's room 105.
I will question her when she wakes up.
Please, let me know what you learn.
Mademoiselle Locke's compartment is 105. I suggest we return her to her more comfortable bed.
Yeah, let's do that.
Hopefully, she will awaken soon.
All right, I'm gonna end it. I want to end this here. No, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna investigate her room. What'd I say? Need no more. All right, so we're gonna investigate Mrs. Locke's room. Miss Locke's room.
A cup of tea with white residue at
Sleeping
the
pills.
bottom.
Ah, suitcase. Start with this. There's the train conductor's
A
jacket.
briefcase and a wagon-lit conductor's jacket. And a button is missing.
Okay. Anything else?
A briefcase.
Oh. Oh.
Poirot, what if the briefcase is booby-trapped? We really need to find the combination. No, that's mine. I never remember my passwords, so I make them easy ones. Have you tried 1, 2, 3, 4? If you need a break, I can ask Jean to make you some coffee.
Man, shut up!
Poirot, any luck so far? Poirot, I'm disappointed in you. I was certain you would have it by now.
Oh my god!
Have you tried 3, 4?
Book. Silent like a mouse, please.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'll be quiet now. You need to concentrate. I will not utter another word.
I
Not
will.
one.
Book, there will be another murder on the Orient Express in a moment.
We weren't friends. I would have slapped you already. There you go. Oh. Police officer. Awesome. Detective for Berkshire.
This badge says that Joanna Locke is an American detective with the Berkshire Police Department in Massachusetts.
An American police officer? Oh.
Might have been on the... That's why she might have been tailing that guy. Oh, I want to pick that.
She has a gun.
Come, Poirot. Criminals are often known to carry one.
Ratchett was stabbed, not shot.
And she's a
Then
police
why
officer.
take it on the train?
She's a police officer. An American one. They don't go anywhere without their guns.
Her driver's license confirms her identity. She is American.
These are fake IDs. It's certain.
I gotta look up the how to with Massachusetts IDs, but I don't think this one's fake.
Mademoiselle Locke seems very interested in our victim.
Of course. She has studied her target.
Possibly.
She's a police officer. It looks like she was tailing someone who fled the country.
The stuffed animal is the same as in the photo found at the crime scene.
What a coincidence.
Mademoiselle Locke appears to have been investigating Monsieur Ratchett.
Okay.
Look, she's waking up.
Thanks to you, I would not be surprised if our murder victim were also waking up.
I wanted to throw something at his head.
What?
Oh, my head. What's all the yelling about?
Who are you? Give me a good reason why you should not be in handcuffs.
Wink, wink.
I can give you a reason, Book. Whose handcuffs will we use? I have none. Do you?
Well, I...
Book?
You are Joanna Locke, mademoiselle?
Yes, Joanna Locke. I'm a detective. Berkshire, Massachusetts Police.
I have found your credentials, mademoiselle.
And I know who you are, Mr. Poirot.
Then, if the introductions are complete, perhaps the explanations may begin.
I'll try. It's simple, really. I'm on the trail of a murderer.
Alright, come on, let me pop this.
I had just...
There we go. Stopped it. Alright, guys, I'm going to end this episode here. We have started the investigation of the murder of Mr. Ratchett. We have suspects. Let's see. I'm going to break down what we know about the case. He was murdered around between 12. Yeah, between 12:40 and 1:15. Well, 12:40 and 1:45 when we last saw Mr. Michel checking on the cars. His room window was left open. The person got into what's her name? Into the room next to Mr. Ratchett's by connecting door. The person waited for Mr. Michel to leave for his break. His secretary can speak French. The person who responded to Mr. Michel spoke French. Mr. Ratchett does not. And his valet prepared him sleeping drugs, even though he was in danger and not ready to die. So, we're going to continue this. We're going to keep talking to the other detective. I forgot her name real quick. Actually. Joanne Locke. This would be so much easier. Our four suspects currently are Edward Masters, Hector McQueen. No, not Greta. No, not her. Where's she? Caroline Hubbard. And on the fringes, Pierre Michel. So, we're going to continue this investigation in the next episode. If you like this video, comment, like, and subscribe. It does help the channel. Check out the description. I'll have a link to the playlist for this series and other games I played on my channel. Tell me in the comment section what you think about the game and any murder mystery, whether TV, book, other games you like. Because if it's another game, I might play it. I like mystery games. Especially this one, because it might have a concrete solution to the mystery. Unlike the Sherlock Holmes games, which are linked in the description. So, I'm going to get out of here. If you made this far in the video, Prime thanks you. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.